live this way, but I guess I'll wait a couple seconds to get into it. But the plan for this stream, the plan is to work on this painting. I worked on the drawing last stream, but that was a couple days ago now. So if you didn't see that, you can definitely watch that. But for all the people that watch in the replay, I guess for you guys now too, I bought something and I wanted to kind of show you guys. So I'm gonna open this up real quick. I'm very excited because this is actually my book. Oh snap, okay, so if you buy my book, this is what it'll look like. Oh, it's reverse. I don't know if I can mirror it. But this is what my book looks like. Oh snap. Okay, there's like a real QR code. That's actually really cool. I wonder what that goes to. Okay, that's cool. That's sick. But yeah, this is my book. It has, I think it has 9 or 10 illustrations. Let me see. It's been so long since I wrote it. I think it has like 9 or 10 illustrations. But it's called Fighting Crow. It's a old Western kind of book. Definitely not for little kids. And it ties into history in a sort of kind of way. So if you like that kind of stuff, definitely pick up my book on Amazon. I'll put the link afterwards probably. But this was so exciting to get in the mail. So very cool, very cool. Okay, let's get to the real painting. All right. There we go. Okay. So if you weren't there for last stream, oh no, I think the audio is messed up. Let me check. I think the audio is messed up for the first like 30 seconds. We're gonna find out real quick and then we'll get into it. I might have to start the stream over. Let's just check real quick. Okay, no, we're good. Sorry, I apologize. Sorry for that. We're good. If you weren't there for last stream, I started painting this painting, and I'm doing it in grisaille, which means you start off with a gray underpainting. Hey, Drip 2. And then you start off with a gray underpainting, and then you come over top of it with color. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna mix up a bunch of different values, which is something I don't typically do. I don't really pre-mix my paints. I feel like that's more of an oil painter kind of thing to do. So that's not really my forte, but we're gonna do it here. We're gonna see how it works out. We're just gonna mix a couple of different values. Probably, it's kind of hard to keep all this paint in one area. That's probably why I need a palette knife. You know what? I have a palette knife. Let me grab that real quick. Let me grab that. Okay, I don't know where my palette knife went. I think it's actually, oh, I see it. It's actually in this box right here. This is gonna be a pain. Let's see if we can get to this. There we go. There's our palette knife. Okay. I feel like I've never used this. I might have used it for like non-painting things. Okay. We're gonna take some white, some black. I feel like I'm faster with a actual paintbrush. This is so slow. I guess in the meantime, we can take our eyes and just kind of scan the reference and make sure we kind of know what we're doing beforehand. So basically, it's kind of a split portrait. Like there's basically a light side. Aquí desde Peru. Muy bueno. Yo donde de donde no. So, oh no. I was just practicing Spanish the other day too. Soy de America. There you go. How's that? Yo soy de America. That's another value. No. No, pero yo conocer. No, I don't. Yo conocer. How do you say few? How do you say few? I know a few words. Porque how do you say high school? See, I know a couple words, but I don't know enough to connect them together. Que dibuja? Dibuja is art. I know dibuja is art. Yo soy el pintor. Manda saludos. I don't know what that means. I think saludos is like, is that like a congratulations or like a thank you or? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I also don't know all the tenses, like past, present tense, past, like perfect tense, past. I don't know all that stuff. No, I don't speak Spanish. I wish. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I know a couple words, like things I want to do in the future, like yo soy el pintor, yo soy el ranchero, ya también yo y tú. Me gusta las películas en español. Okay. Let's get the painting. I've mixed enough of these. I've only mixed 4, but I've only mixed 4 colors. 4 values, but we're gonna work with that for now. First, we need to. I hate the word swatch, but we're gonna swatch them out, see what the values actually look like. This is a very light gray. Okay. This is the same gray, so let's make that darker. Really? Really? Is ranchero really cook? I thought ranchero was like a rancher, like somebody that works on a ranch. Oh no, that's vaquero. Yo soy vaquero. Vaquero. Yo soy el vaquero. Okay. And then what is this value? Let's see what this is. Let's see. It's a darker value, but it's kind of warmer. So I want to add some white to cool it off. Sí, vaquero, ranchero, pistolero. That's I know all those words from like old Spanish movies that I watch. I should show you guys. Well, I guess I'll pull it up, but maybe we'll show you later. I watch a lot of like I don't know the guy's name, but like there's one actor that is like in all the Spanish movies I watch. And he's pretty cool. He has like a big mustache, and wears a cowboy hat, and he sings too. And that's the coolest part. He sings. That's the coolest part. This is such a light value. I need to make another darker like value between these two. You're from Mexico. Oh, that's so cool. I would like to visit Mexico. I think Mexico is pretty cool. In some parts. Yeah, I used to watch a lot of American expats that would go to, or not a lot, but I watched one in particular, an American expat that lived in Mexico, and would just talk about his life and how everything changed when he kind of moved to Mexico. But I know, the grass isn't always greener, so I'm thankful for where I'm at. Yeah, so there you go. I'm from Mexico, but I also speak English. That's really cool. I feel like that's the best combination. I think Spanish and English is probably the best combo of like linguistics. I really only know English. I do pretend like I can speak a lot of Chinese, but I can only speak like I can speak a very limited amount of Chinese. Like, but you know what I love? I love all the Chinese people I've spoken to. I have been very complimentary of my Chinese, even though it's so weak. They've been very complimentary of the Chinese abilities I do have. Um, I don't know what you guys are saying. Balta es avocado. I don't know what that means. If you guys just made me swear in Spanish, I'm gonna be upset. Let's see. There you go. This is actually kind of fun. It doesn't really seem as like hard as like actually trying to get the like just focusing on the values is pretty like fun. At least until we get to the face, then it's gonna get difficult. But for now, it's like really fun. Es muy. How do you say this? How do you say this in Spanish? This es muy interesante y muy bien. I have so little. Can I draw your profile picture? What is it? I can't really see it. Is it Venom? Is that what it is? I am like not being careful at all, and it's still turning out like relatively okay. Oh, it is Venom. I can't even, yeah, I can't really see it that well. I can't really see it. De que hablan, que hablan. You're really testing my Spanish, my limited Spanish 2 knowledge. I should have, not that I should have done this, but like, I would be a lot better at Spanish if I had taken Spanish from, if I hadn't done Chinese and I had done Spanish like straight away. Because I only did Spanish because the new school I went to did not have Chinese. Otherwise, I would have kept doing Chinese, but um, alas, the school didn't have it, so I had to either take Latin or Spanish. And I barely wanted to be there, so there's no way I was going to take Latin. Venom and now Red is Rika. Character from anime called. Oh. Oh yeah, I can't see that. It's cropped. It's the circle is cropped. Los dejo gente. Mañana posiblemente. I think you're. What is that last word? What is that last word? I don't know what that last word is, but I think you're trying to trick me. You're trying to get me tripped up in these words. the Spanish Robarro. What is Oro Los Mexicanos? Ooh, what is that word? You know, this will actually help me. This will help me learn Spanish. I had no clue this would be such a Spanish heavy stream. I had no clue. I wish I had Google Translate on hand right now. But this is the beautiful thing. Like, we're really only mixing. Like, our palette is so simple. If I was painting with colors right now, I would have something over here, something over here, something over here, something over here. Like, every inch of this would be filled right now. But because we're just using grays and gray tones, we can literally just, like, mix everything together. Go. I'm trying to find these shapes and not just do big sweeps of color or sweeps of values that kind of like simplify things. I need to really try and focus on the actual like form of everything and not get lost in just big block here of gray. Your drawings are very, thank you. You should dedicate yourself. I would love to. That's what I'm working towards. That's the goal. That's the goal. There's a lot of things in the way. There's a lot of money things in the way, but that's definitely the goal. Is to find a way to use what I love to live my life. El Mercado. El Mercado. Okay. El Mercado. Her arm is pretty much like a cylinder that just like wraps like this. I think all arms are, but I think that should make it pretty easy for us. Yesterday I went to a supermarket, or I guess it's just a grocery store. It had such a weird like vibe. Like they had like classical piano music playing in the background. They had like bookcases above like where the meat is. It was very strange, very interesting. But I could definitely tell. I mean, not that I could tell anything, but it was just really interesting. Everything was really expensive, but it's probably how it should be for that kind of vibe. So I don't want to fall into the trap of simplifying the dark side because, to be fair, the dark side is kind of like one big plane. Like, at least sometimes it looks like that. Like, it looks like you lose all the form when the light kind of goes away. But we can do that, or we can try our best to actually we can try our best to actually like create a form around it, even though it's really dark and hard to see. That's too light. I want to kind of, yeah, let's go in here and put some of these darks in. Ooh, that was a bold stroke. Very, very, very bold stroke. Okay, let's go a little lighter. Ooh, that's too light. Because I'm not like literally color matching or value matching every single brush stroke, I am gonna make mistakes. But I think I'd rather have that than like paint the way I used to, where for a short period of time I was literally painting like I would go on colormatch.com, like legit. I would literally go on like colormatcher.com and like go pixel by pixel and be like, okay, this area is this color, this area is this color. And I think that's definitely a way to get it done. But I do like being like a painter. I like being more painterly and less we just ruined her. Not ruined, but we like I should have stopped talking for a second. Give me a second. I'm just gonna fix. There we go. Smooth out her arm. There was a period of time where I was using like colorpicker.com, and it like the second I couldn't easily identify color, I was right there trying to figure out what color is this. But now I don't really have that problem so much. I'm kind of able to just like I think color is my strong point. I would say line and form are my really weak parts, or my weaker parts of my art skills. But I think color is not something I really struggle too much anymore with. At least like academically. Artistically and like creatively, sometimes I struggle with being able to like create dynamic and like interesting color combos and not going straight from a reference. But color matching, I'm very good at, I think. I'm gonna keep that in too. I'm not gonna. Sometimes when I start getting too confident, I want to cut stuff out, but I can't. It's a live stream, so hey, I guess that's good. And this is also just a first pass. I'm sure we'll come back and fix some of these values. One thing I'm also noticing is that this black is not very opaque. Like the black, which is interesting. I wonder, let me see, where's this, here it is. I'm using an ivory black. I don't really know. I don't have my colors down that, or my pigments down that much. I don't know if ivory black is the one that blues out, or if that's lamp black, or if that's some other black that I'm forgetting about right now. Yeah, that's not very opaque. That's interesting. Very interesting. It's kind of fun. I kind of like it, though. The fact that it's not so opaque. This is not that sharp, so we need to put an intermediary value. That's too light. There we go, that's closer. Back on the Spanish talk. This will be never ending. One of the reasons I'm actually very interested in learning Spanish, not one of the reasons, but I want to read this book about a painter I really like. The painter is Joaquin Sorolla. I really like art. And there is a book called How to Change Your Life with Sorolla, I believe. And I was honestly thinking, like, even before I knew that that book existed, I was looking at Sorola's life kind of in like a mentor kind of way. Like he kind of did set a path, like of the way he lived his life, of something I would definitely love to imitate and at least be inspired by, if not imitate. But the book I think just talks about like Sorola's dedication to his craft, his love for his wife, his deep love for nature. His I think like it just goes through all that stuff, and I would love like I want to read that book, but it's in Spanish, so I could find like some kind of translation. But I think I should read that book in Spanish so I could improve my Spanish to knowledge. But yeah, that's a book I'm very interested in. Hey, Adonis, it's good to see you. Great to see you. Okay, so this is like some of the lightest stuff on this page or on the canvas. This the closest point of her forearm to us, the fattest pit. That's like the brightest thing on this whole canvas, but I don't want to start with that. I want to start with something else. Thanks, Adonis. It's this is a technique called grisaille. I'm pretty sure we've spoken about this before on a stream, but basically, you start off with a gray value, right? And then you come over top of it with like color. So you can focus on the value. It's a cool gray. It's a cool gray. It looks blue because we're painting on top of like burnt sienna, a very warm color. So it kind of tricks your eye into thinking it's blue, but it's a gray. But it's a cool gray, so you're close. But yeah, you start off with like a gray underpainting, like this, and then you come over top of that with I just had deja vu right now. If that means anything to anybody, I just had deja vu. What was I gonna say? Oh, you start off with a gray underpainting, a monochromatic underpainting, and then you come over top of it with a colored painting. And the idea is that you can focus on one at a time. You don't have to do you don't have to focus on both color and value at the same time. You can do one at a time. But we'll see how this looks. We'll see. Also, I want to see how the color goes over top of the gray, and if we'll still see like a gray kind of tone underneath. I hope not. But I guess we're gonna find out. There's that. I can kind of simplify all of this. Like this is all kind of one. I don't want to go overboard, but this is all kind of one. Ooh, that's way too light. Way too light, way too light. Still too light, but not closer. I'm not sure how long I'll stay on today. Oh, it's only 8:30. I guess we can see. There we go. All of this value is like the lightest stuff on the page. There we go. Except for her face, there is like a lot of. I just want to touch in some of her face right now because she does look kind of spooky right now. Her face is very spooky. This painting feels like an Italian. Oh, thank you. That means a lot. Yeah, the reference. I figured you would like this one, Adonis. I figured you would like this one. I actually put it together from like a couple different images. But it was a nude. It was like an old, like not old. It was like a. I wanted her to have a dress on. I think it would look more like Sorolla, which I've been really on like a big Sorolla kick. And I think it would make more sense if she was in a dress rather than like just be naked by the ocean front. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Okay, that's darker. This side is darker. You can kind of reactivate acrylic like a little bit. I've been noticing, um, if it hasn't dried too bad. So I kind of like that. I've been really liking acrylic as well. I want to tackle oil paint next. But I'm just not ready to have my room completely smell like oil paint and completely be a complete fire hazard 24/7. Because I already think my room's a fire hazard even when it's not. So I don't know how I'm going to deal with actually having flammable liquids in my room 24/7. Just mentally. Hey Ash, what's up? It's good to see Ash. Yeah, I do want to try oil painting, but I'm not ready for the mental stress that is having oil everywhere and having the fumes in my head all the time. But I think it would be fun. This is really giving me trouble. This like little edge is giving me issues. That looks better, I guess. Yeah, it looks better. Bring some of this here. There we go. The one thing I'm going to have issues with is I think I want to have some sort of transparency with the dress. So we're going to have to see how that works. And I also don't want to make her dress feel like as heavy as her skin is, because this is very like thick strokes and everything, but I want her dress to feel like kind of wavy and loose and not so like statuesque. I'm okay with her feeling kind of statuesque, but not the dress so much. Let's put in this dark value. Ooh, it's still too light. Need some more black paint. There we go. It's so weird I'm using this brush. Like, I don't even know why I picked this one up. This isn't even like a go-to brush for me. I think I actually got this from my school. I think someone left this on the ground. Pretty sure. Same with this one too, maybe. Actually, no, I think maybe. I don't know where I got this one from. It seems like this whole shoulder is one value, but I don't want to do that because it kind of makes everything flat. So we'll put this in for now. I like this value. This value makes sense here. There we go. Another thing in my life, I guess this is what this stream has turned into. Just things in my life I've been thinking about. Things in my life that I have been thinking about. Okay. I've been playing a lot of chess recently. And I'm not good. Okay. But I really enjoy it. And I feel like painting is kind of like chess as well. Like, when you go into a chess game, you don't want to rush. You don't want to, like, just move your queen out real quick. You don't want to just do anything big, but you want to build pieces up. And I feel like it's kind of the same thing with painting. Like, you want to take things not too slow, but you want to, like, build on top of what you already have. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of interesting to me. I feel like chess is kind of like painting. There's also kind of an art, too. Like, every game is kind of like a different... It turns out a different way. So I'd really enjoy chess. I need to get better, though. Because the second like someone has a good elo, or second that someone has a good score, they probably will beat me. Okay, that we kind of messed up this arm. I think this value is wrong. But it's okay. We're gonna continue to push forward. Her hand doesn't really get darker. I mean, it like to a point it does as we go deeper, but it's really just like here, it kind of maybe one step darker. But I don't want to fully give up on it and just like block it in one value. I do still want to keep like some sort of dimensionality to it. We also need some opacity too. Really lacking opacity. Maybe I should try out other blacks. I think that would be good for me. Honestly, I think trying out more paint in general would be really good for me. I don't have a lot of experience with different paint types. I don't have a lot of experience with different paint brands. I think that would be good to just try some of those out. Like, there's a lot of brands I want to try. Like, there's a brand called Utrecht. Utrecht. I want to try that brand out. I want to try out Da Vinci Gouache. I want to try that brand out. I feel like in the past I've really been limited to prices, but I think now I can kind of like, if I want to dedicate my life for this, you know, I can kind of step out of, I can spend more money on paint and stuff. There we go. The underside of this is really like lighter than everything else. Still disturbed by this. This is still giving me issues. This arm section. Hey, Blue. It's good to see you, Blue. Yeah, this inside of this arm. Honestly, just this whole like right arm is giving me issues. I think it's because I kind of lose this shape in here. There we go. There we go. Okay, we're gonna put in the value for this little her fingers, and then we're going to. There we go. We don't even really have to draw on her hand. That's kind of like a. Oh, I just said hey, and then I didn't. Okay, I can wait for the geared up CD. At the same time, I know I'll miss the lo-fi painter. Could you imagine? I'm straight up like in a studio. I'm like actually like dripping sweat with a mustache on, and like I have a red French beret. That'd be beautiful. I start speaking with like a Spanish accent. Okay, we need to be careful with the face because I don't want to lose all the drawing I just spent a long time on. At least not fully. Also, oh, I think we're going out here. Hold on, let me. But I'll be there. I was gonna say I have another video coming up where I actually make a gurney easel or like a cheap version, you know. And this was really my first woodworking project. How do I zoom out? You know what? You know what I can do? This is you guys might have missed it if you guys kind of late to the stream. But watch this. Oh snap! Oh snap! Okay, so this is my I just made this easel the other day. I mean, it's not really much of an easel, but like, where's my? Here it is. Okay, but this is kind of the setup. Okay, so this is a sneak peek. So don't tell anybody. This is a sneak peek for a new video. If you guys know, I used to have that 3D printed easel like this. But this is how it works. You just do this. Put your sketchbook. Strap it in there. And then you get a hair tie or a band. And then you use this. to close this off. But yeah, this was like my first woodworking project, which I want to get more into it, but I think it works really good. It's like, I say woodworking, but it was really more just like cutting a piece of wood and then sanding it down and then installing a female thread or a bolt in the back. So it really wasn't too bad. But I think I'll be able to get that video out by Sunday. That's the goal. Have it out by next Sunday. There you go. Okay, let's get back to the painting. Back to the painting. There we go. Okay. That was fun. I guess this is okay. Let's see. What do we need to... I want to work on her face. I want to put in some... Yeah, it is very light. It's very simple. It's very simple. I don't need like a full like French easel at this point in my career. I really more so need a take with me easel. Like if I know I'm going out for a day of painting and I don't want to hold my sketchbook in my hand and I want to film and I want to do all this stuff, that's really what that's for. So I'm very happy to have it now. I don't know what happened to my other one. I think it broke, but I don't remember breaking it. That's the weird part. I'm making a lot of the decisions here. Okay, let's go a step lighter. French beret and French easel are overrated. First of all, French berets are beautiful. That's how you know you really leveled up into an artist, when you can wear a beret and be taken seriously. But French easels, I don't necessarily see the point for me. If we're talking about, I think a French easel is the one that closes up into... No, that's a pochade box. Hold on. I might be wrong. Is a pochade box and a French easel the same thing? Like the easels that fold up. It's like a box and then an easel under, or like a box and a tripod underneath it. I think that's what I'm thinking of. And if that's the case, I don't really see a point in that for me right now because I don't have oil paint, so I don't have... Like everything I need to carry fits in my pocket. So I don't really need like another container. At least for now. Maybe when I get better and I become a better painter and I carry oil and I carry other stuff. I wonder, is a pochade box the same thing though, Blue? Is a pochade box the same thing as a French easel? Well, I think they have the same purpose, right? To carry stuff in addition to being a tripod, or not tripod, an easel. This is coming along really nicely. Very nice. I don't know if I want to finish this tonight. That's the question. That's the real question. Let's see. There you go. Put that in. Go a little darker on the edges. She definitely is a little darker than I expected, but I mean, that's kind of what the painting, the reference actually looks like. So I stayed true to the reference, but I don't know if I should have. Good thing is we're not just limited to her either. We can do the values over here too in black and white as well. I think there's design differences, but I'm not informed on that precise. Okay, so they're close enough. Basically, what you're saying, they're close enough. They're all right. They're kind of the same. I think I know the difference. I just don't know how to elaborate them. I don't know how to explain myself and explain them, the differences. But yeah, I don't have a point of carrying them. I carry my supplies in my pocket. I'm just very simple. I also am very impulsive. Like not impulsive, but I'm very like, you know what? I'm gonna go painting. Like I don't really have a lot of times. I don't have like a like I'm not going on trips. I'm not going on like vacations in order to go painting. So I just whenever I wanna. It's just like on a Tuesday. If I want to paint on Tuesday, I'll go paint. I'm gonna go a tiny bit darker in the back here. Even though, okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is where I have issues. I know technically, right? Technically, as you go back, things get lighter and bluer, right? But the reference, from what my eyes can see, the water clearly gets darker as you go back. So I'm gonna go with the reference. I trust the reference more than I trust my own intuition. Actually, should I have said is that a bad art? Is that a bad artist statement? I trust the reference more than I trust my own intuition. That's crazy. I kind of regret saying that. I trust my intuition of trusting the reference. That's what I trust. I trust the reference more than my intuition. That's crazy. I hope I never say that again. Well, whatever. I probably won't say that again on purpose. Okay, there's a little bit of like ripples in here. Put some of those in. I don't know why. I feel kind of like free. Like it feels like there's less risk right now. Because I'm just doing the value. I really like this. I don't know why. I've, I don't think I've ever done like a real grisaille before. Fair enough. The reference acts as the guide, so it's most important. Yeah, true. But sometimes, yeah, true. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. But references can be misleading sometimes. And references also are photography, not like eye, human eye. Um, hey, Gene. Trust what's concrete, then add creatively. That's definitely one technique. That's definitely one way to do it. That's a way to go about it. Okay. I feel like what's really actually no. I'm sorry. I'm kind of scatterbrained. We're gonna touch in some of these values over here. There we go. And then we're gonna work darker. There we go. This brush has never seen more use in its life, probably. I think it's kind of cool. Like, this brush was kind of destined to be thrown away. And now we're giving it a purpose. I think land gets lighter in the distance, but water looks different at the horizon. Yeah, let me think. Every time I've seen Every time I've seen water, like a big body of water, let me think. I feel like the line gets very precise. Like I think the line gets very like very precise. I don't know, and I feel like there's always like a layer. I don't know how else to explain it besides painting it. Here, I'll do it over here. I feel like every time I see water, it's like this. This is just from imagination, so don't judge me too hard. There's like a line, like the line is very strong. Actually, you know what? I should do the sky first. Oh, hey, Cheese, what's up? Hey, Cheese. Okay, I feel like the sky is very... Okay, like there's like this, there's the sky, right? There's the sky. And then water settles very flat from what I've experienced, I believe. So it's like this, like boom, flat, straight across. But I feel like there's always like a line, like a line of like either mist or light or something, like sitting right above the water like this. Isn't that how it kind of works? Do you guys relate to this? Do you guys know what I mean? I feel like that's how water works. Every time I've seen it, that's what I feel like I remember from. You're still sick? Man. I hope you get better. Well, I guess you haven't worked on the mural if you're still sick. But have you worked on the mural? The mural at all? Okay, let's add in some darks. I want to add in the big dark. Actually, no, I keep forgetting. I have to finish this side. There we go. I cannot wait until we finish the gray part and then we can come over with colors. I feel like that's going to be really fun to figure out if that actually works. No, you haven't worked on it? I guess that's okay. That's okay. There's plenty of stuff I have not worked on that I should obviously be on top of. And it's like actually due dates and stuff. And like life goals that I haven't worked on. So there's no shame in that. Some more black paint. There you go. I agree with your demonstration unless it's foggy. True. Yeah, true. And then the water's not so sharp. There's like a very light edge. Have you guys also seen like the places where like two different oceans meet and like one of them's green, the other one's like red, blue, or like yellow? That's very interesting to me. I don't have enough paint for it, and my mother won't buy me any because I'm too broke to buy it myself. Hey, there was definitely a period of time where all of my... Well, actually, no. From painting, I've always kind of, like, gone out and got it myself. But my dad has definitely been a great help in getting myself, like, paints and art supplies and stuff. So I definitely relate. I relate. I'm starting to realize, like, this is a hack I never even knew. But a lot of college students in general, like, have to take an art class, just, like, as a requirement. And so they'll take, like, drawing, even if they don't care about drawing, and then they barely use their supplies, and then they sell their sketchbooks for, like, not sketchbooks, yeah, sketchbooks. They're, like, empty sketchbooks for, like, half the price it would cost you at Michael's. That's something that I need to focus on more. I need to actually, like, stay up on top of that. Like, actually, towards the end of the semester, Once this semester ends, I actually need to start looking at like Facebook and buying people's art supplies. Because that'll be a good way to stock up on supplies. Geez, I'm sorry for you. Very sorry. But you could look at it this way. Jobs just take your time. So in the meantime, while you don't have paint, you can become the best draftsman. You could become literally like Albrecht Dürer. You could become like him. Straight up pencil, straight up just work with straight up pencil and whatever you have. That's the one thing I always try to. That was a big thing on my channel a while ago. I've kind of strayed a little bit from it, and I'm not that proud of it. But I really wanted to like just use straight up really cheap art supplies and just like show people that like. Because I still believe that it really does not matter what you use to a certain extent, unless you're selling it to people. I feel like the skill of making art is 10 times, if not infinite times more important than the supply you're using. Almost infinitely. Because I really believe if you gave like, I'm gonna talk about Sorolla again because I've just been on a Sorolla kick. But if you gave Joaquin Sorolla Himi gouache paint, as bad as people talk about Himi gouache, he would come out with a masterpiece if you gave him Himi gouache. So like, it's never the supply, never, almost never. Almost never is it a supply. So I've bought fancy art supplies secondhand in pristine condition for good prices. Yeah, they might have been art students or like senior citizens taking like art classes and stuff. Could be that too. Yeah, I try to buy a lot of my art supplies secondhand, but with this paint, I really don't know where else to find it besides like Michael's. So, and I really like this paint. It's like very opaque for the most part. But yeah, I really believe that using like cheap art supplies makes a lot of sense. Because also, if you really care about art, you're not gonna get discouraged by bad art supplies. That's like probably not gonna happen. If you're kind of like on the fence about art, it might discourage you because it might make you feel like you're not a good artist. But I never really had that mindset. I worked with terrible supplies. Like, oh my goodness. I should grab them right now. Man, is it gonna be worth it? That's the question. I started to draw. I'm starting to draw from references right now because I have some. Oh, same face syndrome. Okay. Yeah, I know that happens a lot for people. When they're drawing from imagination. Yeah, the same face syndrome. I kind of have that too. When I draw purely from imagination. I got some nice brushes a few months ago because of buying used. Used art supplies are underrated. They are. They are. Absolutely. I went on Mercari today. I don't know if you guys know what Mercari is, but I use Mercari and I buy I bought a jacket first of all. So not art supply related. But and then I also I think I sent this person an offer for some paints. So maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't get it. But they had like new condition, which I figured probably was from like an art class or something. So yeah, that was very good. Art supply is a good mean, but it'll never be the fuel. Yeah, exactly. But not the supplies hindering you unless they're so bad you don't enjoy them. Yeah, I would agree. All that being said, I think if you handed James Gurney a child's watercolor, you would still be completely like enamored with his pencil work, with his ability to use the color in a way like that stuff doesn't go away with bad art supplies. Unless it literally doesn't work, like unless it's actually like not functioning, then I'll give you a pass. I'll give you a pass if it doesn't function. Other than that, it's your fault. You can never blame the art supply. Almost never. I feel it's freeing using free or cheap art supplies. It really does. It really does. I feel like in the beginning, it definitely felt um, like bad because I couldn't even afford like gouache. But I was buying like kids tempera. I need to show you guys. Yeah, you know what? I want to show you guys real quick. Let me grab it. I want to grab it. Okay, I keep losing what's it called, connection. But all the stuff in these sketchbooks were before I ever had gouache. So I was working with like really cheap stuff, like it's very cheap. But I just really like loved the idea that I was improving. And I really loved the idea that I was like, even this, that's really like, I know that's with some cheap acrylic paint. These are with some really terrible acrylic paint. I'm not saying these are good either. I'm just saying like, they didn't really hinder me. I feel like that was, I'm very proud of myself that I wasn't like hindered by really bad supplies. Like this was before I even knew who Robert McGinnis was. But this painting is a painting Robert McGinnis, one of my favorite artists now, did of his dad. And it was done with, I did a study of his painting, and it was done with water. I messed up the face, so I whited it out. It's spelled Mercari. But yeah, this was just done with like really cheap. It is really bad. It's not great, but it was done with like tempera paint, which is like a children's paint, like really not good. But I spent so much time on that because I cared so much. This was my era of trying to straight up copy James Gurney. Oops. Okay, cheese. Yeah, you should probably go to sleep and maybe have some soup or something. Or like a ginger ale. I'll see you later, cheese. But this was when I was really trying to copy James Gurney using really cheap watercolor paint. Same here. All of this stuff also is so chalky because it's not gouache. Like it literally is not gouache. It's tempera. It's tempera and watercolor. You can tell I was really in a James Gurney era trying to write titles to my sketchbooks. But yeah, this stuff, like, I'm really proud of this stuff. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. The paint has such a strong smell even still. But like this sketch, I'm just trying to figure everything out. This is tempera paint and watercolor. Once again, trying to copy James Gurney. I love it though. I love it. I love it. I love it. A lot of these I didn't finish because I was discouraged. It's kind of nice. This is my 2021, so I'm really... Yeah, this is so... The paint has such a strong smell. But I really think what this sketchbook was learning how to compose an image. Like, that's what a lot of this was learning how to make images that kind of make sense. Yeah. So yeah, I would say cheap art supplies are good. I don't know how we got on that tangent, but I would say cheap art supplies are the way to go, especially if you're not selling your work. There's really no need to. I mean, except for archival quality, which is kind of something to focus on. Here's another one. I can't stress to you enough how much this sketchbook stinks. I mean, it's kind of a comforting smell because it actually does remind me of this era. I was breathing these fumes in all day. So it brings me back to 2020. Very strong smell. Oh my goodness. If you guys have not seen this video of mine, this was like my first plein air video. This was like the very first one. This was like the first time I went outside and actually did a painting of my surroundings from life. And I was happy with it. So yeah, this sketchbook has a lot of good memories. A lot of good memories. A lot of weird ones too, because this was during COVID. I remember, can I even say that word? I think we're probably past it. I remember I did this sketch either directly before or directly after I got vaccinated for the first time in 2020. Yeah, I think 2020. Very interesting. Like, yeah. Yeah. Crazy. All right, we'll put these away for now. We don't have to get all sentimental about old sketchbooks. So yeah, basically, I really just go into that big tangent because I would really hate to see. I would hate to see somebody think that art's not for them because it's like inaccessible because of the price and stuff. And yeah, I would really hate to see that. I would really hate to see somebody, especially like a little kid or like a young adult, be turned off of art because of like the price of oil paint or the price of like acrylic paint or the price of something else. Okay, now that our passion is subsided, we can keep painting. Okay. This is crazy. This is an interesting stream. This is a very good stream. We started off speaking Spanish, and now we're on the verge of tears, speaking about young adults in art. Not really. I'm not really crying. Yeah, no. Definitely not crying. Definitely not on the verge of tears. There we go. Ooh, that's kind of too dark. So I need to start thinking about what I'm going to do with the dress. Our choices, I guess, are like either block it in the same way we're blocking this in, or we can do something different where we kind of like swoop paint around. Yeah, and create like some sort of volume through like empty space. Wouldn't mind doing that. We'll just see. We'll see. Okay, one eye already looks lower than the other. Nowadays, there's some good art supply which are actually really good. Hemi gouache, yeah, Hemi gouache is really good. Very good. Very good. I remember when I was like first learning how to use gouache, I was watching the reviews and I was trying to go back and forth about whether or not I would spend um whether or not I would spend like the $30 it would cost me, because I was not trying to pay $30 for a paint, let alone $10 for a tube. Like I didn't want to spend $30 for just about a gallon of paint. Like Hemi gives you so much, but I was still like, I don't know if it's gonna be worth it. I'm very glad I did though. Very glad. Cause I think that's really what exploded, like the fact that I even love painting and stuff like that. But being able to experience it, like actually painting. Because before that, I was really an urban sketcher. That's really what I loved. Like micron pens and buying a bunch of different supplies and like buying like new fine liners and fountain pens and collecting fountain pens. That's really what I started off with. But then I got the chance to try out Hemi gouache. Well, really, I saw one video where Tio Chi, who's a Singaporean illustrator, he was using not Caran d'Ache. It might have been I don't know who it was, but it was some random brand of gouache that I don't really ever see anymore. But he was trying it out, and he said it was really cool. Yeah, but he wasn't even a painter. He's not even a painter. He's like an illustrator, but he just used it just to try it out. And that was my introduction to gouache. And then, of course, I found James Gurney. And then now I'm in this ecosystem of a lot of talented painters that I really like, admire. Like Sarah Burns, Danny. You know, one who I haven't really gotten to know very much, or haven't really become very familiar with her work, is... I forgot her name. Man, I hate that. I think it starts with a K. Maybe you guys know. I really am not... It's not ringing a bell, the name right now. But she's very good. I feel like it's not cat art. The one that went to the artist that went to the convention with James Gurney and the other guy. I haven't really gotten a chance to really delve in her art yet, but I feel like hers is very good too. I forgot her name. I forgot her name. Gene, that's really cool you bring that up. That's actually on my list for next year. That is on my list. There's a few names that I think maybe I could get. I mean, I don't know. We have a very small, tight-knit community here. So it's kind of... I'm not sure. There's a few names I think I might be able to get. But there's some pretty ambitious ones too. But I would love to give them just an opportunity to speak about what they like and their passion. So we'll see how that goes. I'm very interested still in doing it. I'm actually glad you brought that up. Very glad. Because I can even interview people that don't even have a following. Maybe that's her name. Yeah, Lightbox. Yeah, it was at Lightbox Studio. But she's like, I don't just know her from that. I know she's like a really, like, she has a good following on YouTube too. I forgot her name. But yeah, she is really cool. Her art is kind of similar to James Gurney's as well. But it's very, very pretty, very pretty. And she's very talented, like working quick too, I guess. I haven't delved too much into her though. Any suggestions for people? Oh, I have some people. I have some big lofty goals for names. I don't want to spoil them though. I don't want to spoil them. But there's some names I would absolutely love to just spend like 30 minutes with and figure out a little bit about how they tick. And even people that don't really have followings, I would love to, because I want to see like what makes people tick and like how they kind of go about their process. Because that's the worst thing about artists. Like, that's the worst thing that makes me so, like, I don't know, but when there's an artist you love and they're from like the 1800s, so there's no images of them working. It's just this is their artwork. This is what it looks like. There's no like process. There's no interviews of them. Like with Zorn. I was researching Zorn, and like there's no interviews of the man. He didn't talk about his process. Like how am I supposed to? I guess it wasn't it wasn't as popular back then, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was, but like there's no interviews of the man. Like I can't hear him speak about like what he thought about like life and why his art is important and why he does this and like I want to know a little bit more about the man. Just want to know a little bit more about the man. But Zorn was one of them. Sorolla actually did quite a few interviews. I've read some interviews on Sorolla, which are very interesting. And he also has a lot of letters to his wife, which help fill out the story of his life and stuff, which is beautiful. But yeah, if you had suggestions, Gene, I would love to hear them too. To bring it back to what we were speaking about. I would love suggestions. Let's put some value on the back of her hand. Too light. I'm pretty proud also that we did this kind of alla prima. I didn't really wait for stuff to dry. Kind of just jumped in there. Yeah, I wonder who do you guys think would be a good guest, and who do you think I could handle? Like, I feel like I'm gonna be intimidated too, speaking to artists that are much better than me. I feel like I'm gonna be a little intimidated. There we go. Put that there. Touch this in here. There's that. Take this down there. That was too dark, but we'll fix that later. I get such a kick when I find there's a video demo from a living artist I like. I do too. I absolutely love that. But it also like so often there's no interview or there's no like so often there's not. So I don't get my hopes up. I don't get my hopes up looking for artist information. I guess artists are just very mysterious creatures. They just pop up, make their art, and then disappear. Oh my goodness, we did a good job on the thumb. That's surprising. Let's see, there we go. Hiding a little bit of finger back here. I'll get back to you. I have at least one plein air painter in mind who could be interesting. Okay. Is it Danny? I think Danny would be down. Honestly, I would love to do an in-person with Danny. I would love to meet Danny in person. Gotta run. See you, Gene. See you, Gene. It's good to talk to you. Okay. I think... Man, this is tough. Okay. I want to do this. I want to do this mountain back here. Yeah, I want to do this mountain. Because I'm going to have fun with it. I'm going to enjoy myself. Another thing which is very interesting, I've been having kind of strange dreams recently. Like, not necessarily ones that I even remember, but I just wake up, like, in a really weird, like, state of mind. Like, I don't know if you guys have this, but a lot of times in my dreams, people will switch. People will just switch. Like, I'll be talking to, like, someone, and they'll become a new person. But I won't acknowledge it for some reason. And I'll just keep talking to them as if they're the same person, even though I know they're not. That's one thing that's really been happening recently in my dreams. There we go. This is kind of darker, but not too much darker. I don't spend too much time studying landscapes anymore. I mean, I do plein air painting, but a lot of that is just trees and grass for me around here. I don't have a lot of mountain ranges or like architectural landscape sort of stuff like mountains and shorelines and big rocks and stuff. I have more like just trees and grass lines and horizons, which is beautiful. There we go, put in this. Okay, we've been here for actually a long time. I'm gonna finish this, and then I'm probably going to maybe work out before I sleep. That's one thing I really wanted to do today, but time's kind of gotten away from me. It's almost 10 o'clock at night. Maybe just like a 30-minute workout or something. Because that is one thing I really wanted to do before I go to sleep. But we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Oops, didn't mix that in. We made some good progress today in this painting. Okay. That leaves us at a good spot to start for next time. So, thank you guys for watching so much. If you missed the beginning of the stream, I got another copy of my book, so that's pretty cool. Oops. I just ordered another copy, so my book is still available on Amazon. It's loosely based around historical ideas, but by the Buffalo Soldiers and their conflicts with the Native American people. Loosely based around that, but more based around just a fictional story. But yeah, the illustrations. So yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for watching. I have another video hopefully coming out this Sunday, and I'll see you guys later.